Never guessed already? I'm gonna have to ask you to wait, bro. Just a minute. Um, Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do this because you're on a Smurf account. There's no way. Sorry, bud. Logically sound? It's not an oxymoron. Appreciate your concern, though. Let me open up this. And I need. My favorite argument is still these distance records, bro. If you're logical, you can't believe in a flat earth. The hell you can't, bro. Can you define logic without Googling it? Can you give me one? I'm just gonna get rid of you, actually. If you can give me one, like, logically sound explanation or piece of evidence that we live on a sphere, I'll concede. Master FE? You don't gotta call me that, bro, but, yeah, I can. Hold on, I'll screenshot. Whoops, I guess you guys might not have been able to hear me right there. I screenshotted your name in your message. I'll send it to him. He should unblock. He typically does. If I ask him to. How can I give you a today? I don't know. Maybe you should try doing your own live on something. Or you can come up here and borrow my viewership. Thank you. No worries, bro. No worries, man. It happens. Me and Angels both have something of a trigger finger when it comes to blocking people. For obvious reasons, you know, it's hard to like tell who's who. Like I just had a guest not more than like a minute ago, and then I looked at the dude's follower count and stuff like that, and I just decided against it. Like, you know, I think it was a mistake. Yeah, probably, bro. Probably. It's probably a mistake. No harm, no foul, right? At least you're cool about it. Some people would be like really upset, you know?
Yo,
Hey man, do you think
I,
the earth is a
so
sphere?
yeah, the Earth is a sphere. I do not think the Earth is
How do
flat.
we how do we prove that the earth is a sphere, bro? How do we do that?
If you're okay, so if you're on the ocean, right, and let's say there's a large boat and it's going one way, if you watch that boat, it will slowly disappear as it starts to go away. But if you watch the way it disappears, it's like it's going down. That's because the Earth is round; it's not flat.
Are you sure are you sure that couldn't just be like perspective?
It's not perspective; it's science.
No. It's science? Well, there's nothing scientific about just making an observation.
Why? Okay, why do you guys believe that the Earth is flat?
Well,
What
like
are you
let's
showing me, a
say on
Fortnite
one.
clip right now?
No, this is TikTok genius. I need you to stay on one topic. Are you able to do that? Can you act like an adult?
Yeah.
You came here and asked for an explanation on something and now you're like dodging it.
Okay, give me your explanation.
Okay. So this board is obviously flat. There's a little tiny boat at the end of it, and if you zoom in, it appears to come in from the bottom and disappear from the bottom, just like the boat. You can't really see the boat because the camera quality is garbage, but I could just send you this video. Bottom up obstruction, things disappearing halfway, or bottom up, or reappearing bottom up. It's not specific to curved surfaces. This works on a flat
Well,
surface. In fact, water always seeks its level. So for you to insinuate that the oceans are curving, that defies physics. If you want to talk about science, we can do that.
okay, so if the Earth is flat, then where's the edge?
So you do have a response for what I just showed you, or you're just here to like ask me a bunch of non sequitur questions? Because I'm genuine, bro. Like I really don't have patience for like you to come in here and like yeah, exactly leave on your own. That's fine. I'm serious, dude. I don't have the patience for you to come in here and insult me with your condescending tone and ask me a question that you don't think I can answer, and then when I answer it, I love when they say the camera is lower than the board. Do you think the camera has X-ray vision? Do you think the camera zoomed in through the board? Is that what you're insinuating? I love when you guys say that. It's like, listen to yourselves. There was a comment in when I first started this live that said there was no logically sound argument for flat Earth, and it's like, dude, all of you guys' arguments literally defy logic all the time. Like insinuating that a camera that is beneath an object is going to zoom in through that object to pick up something that's on the other end of said object. That is not logically sound, yet that is your argument, right? It's so sad, bro. It's so sad. I don't know how you guys do it. I'm so serious. It fucking blows my mind. Like, do you listen to yourselves? Is my question. Too smart, bro? Well, thanks, dude. I mean, I think a lot of this stuff's mostly common sense, man, to be completely fair. I don't think there's anything particularly smart about me. Like, I know I'm smart. I'm smart as hell, but like it's not you don't have to be is my point. Like, you don't have to be smart to realize that cameras can't zoom in through physical objects. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy, man. Think I'm right? Appreciate it. Can't accept reality? Dude, reality is outside of your front door and you have to deny it to believe that the earth is in motion, at the very least. If you think that the earth is in motion, you literally would have to deny reality. There's another video right here too. This one's also very good. Of like this board, like you can see the refractive index increases. Starts to appear like it's bending. Same thing. Like bottom up obstruction is caused by a variety of things. Earth curve is not one of them. It's so sad, bro. Watching the ship in space? Why? Because it's on TV. It's today's hit piece. You know, it took you guys like the better part of a week to even ask me about that. Like the day that it happened, I almost didn't go live because I was like, dude, I don't want to deal with all these like Artemis 2 non sequitur questions, right? And then it didn't even happen. I got like one or two people that asked me the next night. And then after like the third day, people finally started asking me. So it takes you guys like 3 days to even figure out what your argument's going to be. It's insane when I'm like predicting that that's going to be your argument. Can we maybe, I don't know. Can we think more critically, please, as a species? We have children's lives that are like dependent on our actions today. It's insane, man. Spaceballs vacuum scene. Okay. Literally nothing but trolls today, bro. Um, this might be a short one. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm not really feeling it. I can't get asked how boats disappear again, or read another fucking stupid ass comment. I don't know, man. I've been tired all day, so I really probably don't even. I really don't even want to do this. Go watch a sunset. Yeah, genius. Just make an observation, affirm the consequent, beg the question, reify it, and just believe that instead of trying to find an alternative explanation for how anything could have happen over a flat surface. Genius, brother. No compare and contrast, no critical thought. Just regurgitate what you were told in a sophat in like in form of sophistry. Brilliant.
Yo, what's up?
I believe the Earth is a sphere. How old are you, bro?
Yeah, I'm 18.
Yeah, no, you're no. Bye. I'm gonna change this to 21 in the near future. I just haven't gotten around to it. I'm gonna change. I should change it to fucking 45. Like you're not allowed to talk to me until you're older than me, basically. Like I'm so sick of these fucking kids, bro. Oh my god, it's so sad. Artemis cartoon clips, yeah, man. PlayStation 1 graphics and shit. I'm good. If that's dude, I looked up the definition of the word gullibility yesterday, and I might end up doing it again because it's so accurate to these people in the way that they behave. I didn't bother memorizing it, but if you want to laugh at something, just look up the definition of the word gullibility and then think of how Globers act when you're speaking with them. So amazing at debate. Breathe and try to find joy. I appreciate you, man, but It's hard, dude. You gotta admit, like, cut me some slack, please. I'm sorry, guys. Please try to cut me some slack. I'm not doing so hot right now mentally. What's up? I won't debate what you just said. No, I don't debate with losers that only hang out in my comments. Take a hint. What's up, B? Do you believe the Earth is a sphere, bro?
I do. And before we get started, how are you today, sir?
What's up, man?
Yeah. How has your day been? What have you been up to?
I don't really want to talk about. I don't do small talk, bro.
Oh, okay. Okay. No problem. Well, I hope you did have a good day, and I hope that you're living your best life, and I hope that you're a happy person, sincerely.
Okay. Why do you believe the Earth to be a sphere?
That's a good question. So, I do have some belief and personally I some understanding of history, and I also am from a family who has been a part of the scientific community, and more specifically, I do have ties or familial ties to. Do you know who Carl Sagan is?
Yeah.
Okay. So, based on my proximity to people who are within that scientific community and who, um, have professed to be a part of missions that have explored spaces outside of the Earth, that is where I get my understanding of whether the Earth is flat or not.
Great. Do you have any evidence that doesn't require an appeal to authority?
Do I have evidence that doesn't require appeal to authority? Okay, so
Yeah.
what is your acceptable definition of evidence?
I mean, it's pretty simple, bro. We're having a geometric discussion. You should be able to prove that the Earth is the shape that you claim it to be, right?
So the evidence is based on definitions of geometry.
In regards to this conversation, yeah, we're having a geometric discussion. We're talking about the
Okay,
shape of the Earth. Yeah, so
okay.
like for example, like evidence that the Earth has a physical drop off from a tangent or a geometric horizon of some kind, evidence that the Earth is in motion.
Okay, well, let's start off with we can. I think you and I can agree that the sun is moving across the sky in some way from our perspective, correct?
Yeah, welcome to Flat Earth. I'm sorry,
Oh,
dude.
okay, all right. So it's interesting because I can still believe that the Earth is a sphere, and you can believe that Earth is flat, but even though we have opposing.
No, we can't actually. I know what you're gonna say, and just because you're about to say what I think you're gonna say, that's where the conversation ends. Well, we can disagree and we can still be friends. You're not wrong, bro. Actually, I do respect you just like on a human level. Like I respect your ability to like live and breathe on this earth and occupy space on it. But if you come up here for a discussion, like we can't just like take neutral positions where we're not afraid to hurt each other's feelings. I'm sorry, bro. I don't care. Fuck. Oh, I'm so sorry, bro. Like, I hate the people that take that stance of neutrality where it's like, well, it can be, you can believe it if you want. It's like, dude, it's not even a belief system. Like, the shape of the earth is an objective fact, regardless of what it is, okay? If it is a sphere, it is objectively a sphere, okay? If it is flat and stationary, topographically level, that is objectively what it is, okay? It's not an opinion. Okay, you can't just fluctuate your opinion on what the Earth is on a day-to-day basis. The guy sounds like he takes hormone blockers. I'm sorry, like I just can't. What the fuck, dude? I'm out of my depth. Yeah, it's me. I'm the problem. Yeah. Can I get a one in chat if that guy's projecting a little bit, like just a tiny bit? just meeting me for the first time, and he thinks I'm out of my depth on a topic that I quite literally school people on every day. But okay, I appreciate you guys. Oh, damn it. What are we gonna do, guys, when these people are like, what are we gonna do? Just what do we do? What's the game plan? How do we like prevent these people from teaching their nonsense to our children? Or not even our children. It doesn't have to be my kids. It doesn't have to be your kids. It doesn't have to be anybody's kids. Just kids in general. How are we gonna prevent them from teaching that you can just like identify as a refrigerator or some shit? Like even pilots say it's flat. That's actually true. An intellectually honest pilot would tell you that. They'll tell you that they don't adjust for curvature. You don't have to adjust for Earth rotation.
Hello?
What's up, dude? Do you believe the Earth is a sphere?
I'm not too sure. I just wanted to ask you a question.
How old are you, dude?
18.
Nope.
I turned 18.
You turn 18? Now you're lying? Fuck off, kid. I'm gonna change this to 21. I said it earlier. I said it once already. I stand. I'm gonna do it. Everybody else is doing it. Caleb's is 21. Angels is 21. I think Tron pretty much operates with like a 21 and up kind of thing. Like it has to be, dude. We have to. Great start. Yeah, brilliant. Love that. Perfect. Just lie to my face. Awesome. Hey,
Yo,
I will never reproduce. Wow, I didn't know I hurt your feelings that bad, brother. Damn. Why didn't you say that to my face? Why didn't you have that level of energy when you were up on my panel? Why were you beating around the bush when you were speaking to me with your voice? But now that you're behind a keyboard and I can't speak to you directly the way that I would be able to if you were up here, you have like all of this confidence and just can insult me like that. That's psychotic, bro. You should get help. Hey, man, do you have evidence the Earth is a sphere? Do you believe it's a sphere?
I believe it is.
Okay. Why do you believe it's a sphere?
Oh, just because I just look around and I don't see it continue on forever like it would if it was flat.
Well, it wouldn't continue for you wouldn't be able to see forever just because the Earth was flat. But
Well, I
come
can
on,
see,
man.
I can see, no, I can see further than the horizon though. So it all depends
Okay.
on where. But I do have a question that might help clarify it. So are we
Well, no,
under
I was
a
gonna
dome?
say
Are we-
like, what is the horizon? Do you know what the horizon is?
Yeah, it's that where everything ends. It's the horizon.
Where
the sky
everything
meets the
ends?
ground.
What?
Well, where the
Yeah,
ground meets the
that's
sky.
more accurate. It's an apparent
Yeah,
location.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It all depends on where you're at,
So,
because sometimes it's
so
close,
being able to
sometimes it's
see
farther.
something, being able to see something beyond the horizon doesn't mean that the Earth's not flat or not round.
But I
That
should be
literally
able to see the mountains that are beyond that horizon, would be my point, instead of just the
Are
clouds.
you familiar
curving
with the
over it.
concept of angular resolution?
I don't really. I just look at my eyes and see.
You look at
And
your
then
eyes? I wish I could
well,
do that.
yeah, I look in the
Um,
mirror.
Well, here.
No, okay,
Let me
no, I got a
just
question. Well, I just got a question for
no,
you.
no,
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 okay,
no.
okay, all right, go ahead.
Just breathe, bro. Angular resolution. So if I move my hand away from this camera, it appears to get smaller, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So if you take a mountain and you move it away from you, or if you move away from the mountain, it's gonna appear to get smaller, eventually to the point where it shrinks to a tiny dot, and you're not gonna be able to see it anymore. This combined with like light attenuation and the atmospheric conditions of any given day, this is what causes you to lose visibility, regardless of the shape of the Earth.
shouldn't I be able to look at it with a very powerful scope and then see that mountain?
Not if the light that's reflecting off of that mountain is attenuated past the point where it's not on the visible light spectrum anymore. No.
Well, what if it's not?
Then you'd be able to see it. But it's also
But I
like
can't.
there's
can't.
atmospheric. Okay, so you're not really giving examples. You're just giving me this like
Well,
what if
I had a
hypothetical.
question. No, I actually had a question for you.
Dude, whatever. Just you steer the
can't I-
conversation. Let's have a
can't I-
car accident. Fine, go ahead.
No, can't I have a question?
Yeah, I just said you can steer the conversation. Just don't
Okay,
drive
no,
us off
I'm
the
not.
cliff.
Well, I was just curious about. We're under a dome, right? Is that what I'm gathering?
We're breathing, so yeah.
Is that I'm just want to gather up all the information. You're right. We're under a dome.
We are breathing, so
Is that what?
yeah.
Okay. So how high is this dome?
So you only have questions in the form of non sequitur understanding of the subject matter. You have a nice day.
Well, no,
I can't do it tonight, bro. I need intelligent people, and I was saying this last night, and I should have put more thought into it. But what would you guys like me to talk about? Because I can get into like better realms of science, like within reason. Like I'm not an expert on everything, right? So be forewarned, I might not be able to go in depth into like every topic that you guys might suggest. But if you guys have any suggestions for like things that we could get into that don't require me debating, because these aren't debates, bro. This is not debates. This doesn't actually fit the criteria of a debate. He doesn't even understand the argument. So like I need like suggestions. Time dilation? Clocks in general change with altitude. The equipment that they function with, cogs, wheels, things like that, they change based on altitude. So when they send a clock up and they're like, oh, it's slowing down or it's speeding up, it's like that's evidence of, well, time dilation, I think, would be slowing down if I'm not mistaken. They claim that to be evidence, but they actually just strawman it, and like they don't tell you that that all clocks would change based on the altitude. Like if people ask anybody who's ever climbed like well, it's probably be hard to find somebody who's climbed Mount Everest or a tall mountain like that. But if you could and ask them if they had a watch on, the watch would not operate the same way. As far as the rest of it goes, I think a lot of it's just like begging the question as far as time dilation goes. They can send digital clocks up there. Digital clocks still run on technology. All technology runs a little bit differently at higher altitudes because of like pressure or lack thereof. What's up, Vito? The only exception would like the atomic clocks, but those are like that's basically just like a trust me, bro. At that point, you don't actually like nobody has an atomic clock in their.
Hello?
What's up, Vito? Do you believe the Earth is a sphere?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Why would you say that?
Just what I've observed during my lifetime. It
Like-
seems to add up that it is a sphere. And
Can you give me
watching
some
lunar eclipses.
How does a lunar eclipse? Do you think the moon orbits the Earth?
Yes, I do.
Why? What evidence do you have that the moon orbits the Earth?
Just watching it, moon rise
So just
and
begging the
set.
question, and like you don't have any actual physical evidence of this. You
I
just
don't have
were
physical.
told
I've never physically seen it, but just what I've observed, I believe the Earth is a sphere. And
You know, when you
where
walk
I'm
outside,
at
you
with the
experience the Earth as
whole
a no,
thing
no, I'm not allowed to
is
talk.
if
Okay.
by
Yeah, I
some
forgot.
chance someone
drunk?
proved to me today that the
Yeah, no, it's okay. Just not allowed to talk to anybody tonight at all. Not allowed to have a productive conversation. Can't even like pretend to. You guys are fucking fantastic. Oh my god. Yo, I walk outside and experience the Earth rotating at 1,000 fucking miles an hour every day. And I look at lights in the sky that appear to be moving away from me while the Earth appears to be stationary, and like double think myself into believing that the opposite is happening. That's my evidence. Like, how can I even argue against that? You're just delusional, bro. I'm supposed to entertain that? It's not okay. What's up, Newton? Hey, let people talk about their opinion. He's just monologuing in an inebriated fashion, bro. I'm not letting this drunk dude come up here and just I don't know what the hell he was even doing. This guy has 0 followers and he's following one person. That's my only other guest. If you guys want to ask questions, just ask me on panel. I'm so sick of these comments, dude. God. You believe Earth is flat? No, it's just a prompt, of course. Yeah, right. Oh my god. Did my parents talk to you? I don't know. Do yours? You told me that I shouldn't have children like 5 minutes ago, and now you're asking me if my parents talk to me the way that I talk to other people. I like to think that I'm relatively chill. Like, sure, I'll throw around the average like insult here and there, but I don't tell people not to fucking reproduce, bro. That was a really shitty thing to say. And now you're like calling the kettle black. It's fucking weird, dude. Oh man. Never go with the narrative. Yeah, that was R.I.P. bro. It's so funny because you're such a fucking pussy. You came up here and acted like you couldn't even pick a side, and then once you're in my comments, you act like you have all the balls in the world. When the
Bro, I have a
opposite is
question.
fuck off. What? What's
So
your
my question to you would be that based on Artemis 2, I mean it's pretty much inequitable evidence that the Earth is a sphere.
It's what evidence?
Like I would say it's like pretty certain evidence.
What was the word that you used?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll just certain. Let's just take it to
That's what I
certain.
thought. That's what I thought. That's what I thought, bro. Moving on. We're gonna get there, guys. We're gonna get there. I'm trying. There's somebody out there that knows how to speak the English language correctly and knows a little bit about science. I promise. They exist. They're out there. What's up, bro? Do you know how to speak English?
I think so.
That's beneficial. Do you believe the Earth is a sphere?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you believe the Earth is a sphere, bro?
I guess I don't know the technical terms for why it isn't, but I just think there's enough evidence to support that it isn't flat.
Okay. Anything you can give me at all to back that up?
The sun and the moon, and how the Earth revolves around the sun.
How did you prove that the Earth was orbiting the sun, brother?
Like, realistically, I just want to talk about Ninja Turtles for real.
Oh. Provide I do. There's no point in putting words on the screen. These people are illiterate. I'm serious. Like, Thank you guys for over 10K likes so far. We're trying, guys. We're trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. I don't know if you guys are trying, but I'm trying. I am trying. What's up, Hiking?
Hi.
Holy shit, you sound normal. That's a change of pace. Do you believe the Earth is a sphere?
Yes.
That's good. I mean, not really, but do you have evidence for that claim? Do you
Well,
have anything to back that up with?
non-Euclidean geometry pretty much proves it.
Can- So wait,
I
wait,
know
wait.
I'm a
So
I know I'm a
wait,
comedian,
wait,
but that
wait,
wasn't
wait,
that
wait.
funny.
Just wait, because no, what's really funny is if I say that Euclidean geometry proves that the Earth is flat, would you see how silly that sounds?
No, I don't think you understand what I'm talking about.
Okay, so how does
So
non-Euclidean
so
geometry
tell
prove
me
that?
what non-Euclidean
Wait,
geometry is.
it has to do with shapes with more than 2 dimensions.
No, incorrect. It
Oh,
has to do with measurements of angles on round or curved surfaces. Now, on a flat surface, do we agree on a flat surface that all the angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees? Yes or no?
are you gonna give the argument of like you can go in 3 right angles and end up in the same spot on a sphere?
Yeah, it's already been done like several
No, I
times.
agree with you, but
Yeah.
the thing is you go from like south, you travel south, then you travel either west or east, you can take your pick, or you can go
Mhm.
north and do the opposite. And then you travel back either I guess if you went south originally, you would travel north again. If you map that out on a concentric circle, it would still work.
No. If
No?
you
Okay.
no, well, you have to travel a certain distance. Now, we know an Earth is a sphere. We had an expedition.
I don't like you. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like you. Just nuh-uh? Okay. Alright. No, I just totally maybe you should familiarize yourself with like how azimuths work and how you would map out latitudinal lines on an azimuth, and then you would be better at debating this topic, and how like east and west works on an azimuth as well. If you have a magnet in the middle, like your North Pole. I can't stand the condescending nature of people, bro. And yes, non-Euclidean geo is specific to 3 dimensions. Can't really have a curve without a z-axis now, can you? Just, it's weird how they try to like reorient, like redefine it. Like he's not entirely incorrect and I'm not entirely incorrect either, right? So it's, I don't know, it's just a weird hill to die on. You just are so desperately trying to be correct in this conversation in regards to anything that you're willing to like cherry pick the definition of non-Euclidean geometry just to make yourself seem smarter when you could just agree with me. It's so stupid, bro. Oh my god. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yo, what's up, man?
Nitty. Thank you, man. I just saw that. Thank you, Nitty. I appreciate you, bro. What's up, Chamber? Do you have evidence that the Earth is curving or moving?
I thought of something that I think would explain my view of the Earth being like a globe. So
Prove anything?
what was that?
Would it prove that the Earth is a sphere?
It supports the idea that the Earth is a sphere.
Let's hear it. I mean, it's probably better than anything else I've heard tonight, hopefully.
So I travel pretty often between Miami and London, and the best way to do that is just flying. So every time I fly
I mean, you could
to
swim,
London,
right?
of course, but that would probably kill me. Every time I fly to London, like it takes more than 8 hours, maybe more than 8.5, like consistently. And then every time I come
Right.
back, it's always under like 8.5 consistently, sometimes even under 8.
Okay.
So that just aligns with the idea that
When you
the
travel,
Earth rotates.
so on the way back, you're traveling westward,
On the way back,
correct?
yes.
Yeah. So that's I mean, okay, so there's a couple explanation. I doubt you'd be traveling off of like any type of jet stream, but that is a possibility. However, I would okay, so Newton postulated that either the Earth could be moving, right?
Yeah.
Or that there could be like a residual type of effect on if the cosmos was orbiting us, so to speak, because everything in the sky appears to move east to west, which would have like a residual effect on the if you believe in an ether on the ether on Earth. So like that could just as easily explain it, or you could just be flying faster. I mean, it's not like it's a very significant change. It's what, like 30 minutes. Could just increase the speed of the aircraft by like 15 miles an hour, and that would compensate for it over
No,
the
it's
span
about
of like 8 to 10 hours.
it's a difference of
No?
about 1 hour.
Even then, I mean, still, you just fly a little bit faster. That's not exactly the best evidence that the Earth. Do you know airplanes don't adjust for curvature of Earth? Like they fly straight and level. So the entire time that you're in the aircraft, you're not like adjusting for curvature over the entire Atlantic Ocean.
I mean, altitude wise, maybe not, but I've heard that and I've seen evidence that they do actually consider like the like horizontal plane changing as the Earth moves, rotates.
What?
Like the horizontal direction you can turn left to right, like that does change. The
Yeah, you change
altitude,
your
like
heading.
yeah,
You change your heading, but that's only relative to north, east, west, south, right? Like you're not physically adjusting for curvature of Earth. That's my argument. Like, does that
yeah, I
make sense?
understand what
'Cause
you're
if you were on a
saying.
ball and you were going to fly over it, you couldn't stay at the same elevation while keeping the plane at the same orientation. You'd have to dip the nose down, so to speak. So that's my argument. Like,
What I'm saying, just not like the altitude part. I'm talking about like turning left to
but
right
that's
in the air.
yeah, turning left to right wouldn't help you adjust for curvature, bro.
No, it would. Very simple.
Oh, so we're just doing barrel rolls over the Earth?
No, that's like a different type of left. Like I'm just talking like if you turn your head left, not like lean your head left.
I'm
So
saying when you're flying over an Earth, right, that is curved in all directions, doesn't matter. You would have to adjust for curvature downward via dipping the nose down. You would have to.
oh,
I
if
think
the
it's
Earth
called
was
pitch.
small, yeah.
Or that, no, if the Earth was any size, it wouldn't matter.
The level that you'd have to correct would be much greater the smaller and smaller that the Earth is, in what you're talking about.
I do agree with that, but you're
Yeah.
also flying. How many miles is that? Several thousand, I imagine, right? A couple thousand at least. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have to adjust for a significant amount of curvature, brother. 8 inches per mile squared catches up on you pretty quick. Even at 100
That
miles, you'd have to adjust for over a mile of curvature from point A to point
yeah.
B.
It sounds like a lot, but I'm not versed
Oh,
in
it sounds like a
how
lot.
like what
Okay, do
percent
you?
that is of the entire span of the Earth. I don't know what
Okay,
percent that
so do
might
you have
be.
anything else, bro? Because this isn't. You basically just appeal to incredulity after that, and that's just not. That's not genuine.
I mean, I'm trying to be genuine, but to address what you said about the correcting the flight path, like if you stipulate that the Earth is rotating, and you go from like someplace north to someplace south, then you can't just go in a straight line north to south. You would have to like from north, you have to turn a specific direction, and that
That's
direction would be.
patently false. Give me one example of that.
What do you mean? I mean, I'm just talking if you stipulate that there's
If
rotation,
you stipulate what, dude, you're just saying
that
something that you
there's
don't like.
rotation.
You're okay. We don't adjust for Earth rotation when we fly aircraft. Like objectively, we don't even consider it. And if that were true, north to south runways wouldn't exist because the runway would be moving underneath the plane when you try to land, and it would be a plane crash every time you landed on Earth. So we don't adjust for rotation of Earth. So your point doesn't even make sense, and that's why when I asked you to provide evidence of that or give me something that verifies that, you can't do it because it
I
doesn't
mean,
exist.
if
Do you
you
have okay? Do you have
if you
anything
say
else? Before don't even start your next sentence with the word if, okay? Because I don't like hypotheticals. Can you prove something in the form of fact? Can you give me something that
I
factually
don't know if
proves that
you'll
the earth
allow
is
it.
well, anything in the form of that's not like in the form of a hypothetical, sure. Do you have something that proves that the earth is curving or moving? Actually proves it without like begging the question.
Nope.
All right. I didn't think so. You should look into that why that is. You should question why that is. Why you're able to graduate high school and be handed a religion to subscribe to with no evidence to back it up. It's a dilemma, bro. It's a major dilemma. 115 viewers is actually crazy. I don't know what is going on tonight, but I'm here for it, bro. Let's just go in order. Take a left on Main, then a right to what the fuck, dude?
Yo, I'm under 18, but I have
No,
a
that's
logical
why
reason.
you're not allowed to talk if that's the case. Somebody should, if we can find that guy, mods, can we block that? I didn't catch his name. It's okay if you can't find him. No hard feelings. But I would prefer if he was not allowed to come back. Thank you, Blue Blur, dude. You are the man, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, if there's guests that are like objective, dude, you are the man, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, if we find guests that are under 18, I always block because it's gonna be a while before they're allowed to talk to me, and I don't have a lot of time. So, just going down the list, I have like 9 requests right now, which is crazy. I must be on FYP tonight. 120 viewers is nuts, dude. You guys are crazy. Thanks, guys. What's up, bro? Have I ever Yes, I've been to Stingray's live, bro. I don't know why you keep asking me that. Hey, have you ever been to that Agent Shills live where he just shows you cartoons of the Earth and strawmans how it would work on a flat Earth? Have you ever seen him? Yes, dude. We've all seen Stingray. I should go talk to him, even though I just steelmanned everything that he does. Yeah, okay. He's a total waste of time. But I mean, yeah, sure. He's great for your layman glober that doesn't know any fucking thing and just wants to look at cartoons and have their bias confirmed.
Read the
Sure.
comment a little late, so you blocked my my text, but I wasn't trying to spam or anything.
Whatever. I don't know if I muted you. I might have been a mod. Do you believe the Earth is a sphere?
What's that?
Do you believe the Earth is a sphere?
Oh no, actually no. That was just coming up to let you know that if I can get unblocked on the on what I was typing. But no, I'm
Oh,
more of a flat earther.
there you go, buddy. I gotcha. I'm sorry about that. I don't know if
Yeah,
that
no
was me
problem.
or
I
a
was just
mod.
teasing
Might
that
have
guy
been.
because he was saying about the going and you got to go some other direction to go south, but you guys or whatever. So I was like making fun of him, like he follows the roads, you know, like you got to go this way, then that way. But
All
but yeah,
right.
no,
I
anyways,
am. I'm
thanks a lot.
unmuted you, man. I got you,
Thank you.
bro. Thank you.
No, thanks
Enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks for being here, bro. Peace.
for sure.
If we live in a dome, no. Okay. So many trolls, bro. That's the bad part about having this many viewers is there's like just a bunch of like really shitty comments from like terrible people. Let you up? Okay, just for that you're last. Feel your pain, bro. You're a lot smarter in these subjects. Just try to be patient. I try, bro. Thanks, man. You identify as a glober, but I know you're not, brother. I know you're not. I'm not trying to I want to talk to like the real globers, man. I have quite a lot of guest requests at this moment. Would the sun rise and set at the same time? How could it be in two locations at once? What are you asking me? Oh my god, dude, you guys don't even have you ever seen the fucking sun? Or a sunset or a sunrise? It's on two different sides of the fucking horizon, bro. Or two different horizons relative to your orientation. Like, what the fuck are you asking me, bro? Oh my god. And then he says exactly like that's his argument. The sun is like the Schrodinger's sun, where it can just exist and not exist on one horizon or another. Like, great, cool argument. Great. Whatever, dude. Snake. What's up, Metal Gear Solid? No.
Okay.
Not, there you go.
So Loki. Okay, Loki. Yeah, sorry, I was putting on my headphones. My bad, homie.
Do you believe the Earth
I
is a
Loki.
sphere? Hey, do you believe
Not
the Earth is a sphere?
technically because I've been doing some reading like recently. You know what I mean? But like, I know like the NASA shit. Like that shit's pretty obviously fake. Like you gotta critically think about like that shit. Like, Loki, it's
So do
flat.
you?
But I have a question for you. Do
I
you
gotta
think
get
it's
okay.
flat because you believe in God, or?
Okay. Have a nice day, bro. You're too smart. My belief in God or lack thereof is not dependent upon, or I'm sorry. I guess my understanding of the Earth is not dependent upon any religious anything. Not religious. Have a nice day, though. Um, NASA's sea floor original.
Hello.
Hey, man. Do you believe the Earth is a sphere?
I think it is, yeah.
Why do you think the Earth is a sphere, bro?
I'm wondering what your opinion is on like why the lunar eclipse projects a round image onto the moon during a lunar
Do you know
eclipse.
what happens if you take a sphere and you cast a shadow from that sphere onto a second sphere? Do you know what happens?
Uh, the lunar eclipse.
No, that's the object in question. I'm asking you if you've ever tried to like actually demonstrate this yourself. Take a sphere, okay, take a flashlight, cast a shadow from the original sphere onto a secondary sphere, and the shadow that is projected will actually have a flat. You're casting a shadow onto a spherical object. So the second sphere actually distorts the shadow and causes it to be level. So if what you're insinuating is true about your explanation from a lunar eclipse, we should not even see a curved quote unquote shadow. Not to mention the fact that you would have burden of proof for like 5 or 6 different observable phenomena. You'd have to prove that it is in fact a shadow. You'd have to prove that it can turn red. You'd have to prove
Wait, so you don't
elliptical
believe those
orbit
things? That it's the shadow of the Earth?
via demonstration of what we can do in reality. No, but you do, right? So you have burden of proof. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, you're trying to like debate bro me. I don't have like a sound opinion on this. I'm just an open-minded person. I was just curious on what your explanation was, because from my
I don't
observation,
need one. Falsification is independent of replacement. The narrative that you've been given is demonstrably not true. So
okay, you're
what would
just
you
like
ask me
saying
to
things.
substitute that?
And
Can you
I
steel
don't.
man what I said? Or did you not understand it? It's okay.
Okay,
I can
just
repeat
keep
it.
debate broing. Okay, you're winning, bro. You're winning.
All right, man. I appreciate it. I know that already. You don't need to tell me. Call me a debate bro if you want. I'm using like very trivial term. I guess you could even, I don't know. Very rudimentary terminology, bro. It's not complicated at all. This is simple stuff. Cast one shadow on one sphere. Cast the shadow from the sphere onto a second sphere. The shadow itself does not appear to curve. Like, I don't know what part about that is like quote unquote debate, bro, but okay. It's a new one. Usually they just call me a Phil, bro, but I guess he hasn't learned what philosophy is yet. I'm not sure. Holy shit, man. Big words like the, yeah, for real, man. Big words, too much. I even said like that's a begging the question fallacy. Or no, I'm sorry, that's not what I said. I said you have burden of proof. Do you know what that is, or do you know what that means? Whichever I said, and just like I'm even offering to help you. I'll assist you. I'll break it down for you. You're 18. That's too bad. I'm changing the prompt to 21. This guy's got to be a troll. There's no way. Gonna say I sound like Kamala. I wouldn't even understand the reference. If you guys will watch the news or any level of like political programming, I'm not the guy you want to talk to. Okay. Liam Noble. Like 5 guests? I did. Yeah. I was requesting, or I was accepting a few of them, but they kept like not being here. I had more a minute ago.
Yo.
I think the live's kind of dying down now. You sound like a fucking 5-year-old.
I'm 22. I'm 22. Born in 2004. I'm serious.
Who believed him? Did anybody fall for that? I'm 22, bro. I can't even do it. I can't even make like a fake voice like that. I'm 22, bro. Can't even do it. 22? Like that's what you went with? Bro, you're 12, okay? Fuck. It was a girl? No. No. Even if that is the case, it was not a 22-year-old girl. Woman. He won't be returning? No, I blocked him when he was on panel. What's up, bro?
Yeah, I guess I would say
2004 plus, wait, give me a sec. 2004 plus 24 equals 28. Shout out to Dave, bro. I didn't even bother doing the math. I had all the evidence I needed, but that's hilarious.
she said 22. She said 22.
So
Anyway, what I'd like to just talk about is the observation of storm clouds coming up over the horizon. That's pretty convincing to me.
so clouds come over the horizon, and that proves
Did I
you
lose
got
you?
it. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what it is that you're proving. What do you with by observing clouds? Like, just fill me in.
If you were to pick two models of the world, the spherical shape is more plausible from that viewpoint.
No, what does it prove?
Well, I think you know science. Science doesn't prove things; it can only falsify.
Oh God, I'm asking for like what are you attempting to provide evidence of by saying that clouds come up from the horizon? What does that what does that mean to you? Like, how does that benefit us in this discussion? Can you elaborate on
Sure.
it or dissect that?
Yeah, the land must be curved.
Why? Do you know what the
It's
horizon
pretty
is?
well, it's pretty obvious.
No. Do you know what the horizon is?
Well, I'll go to my point two then if you don't get that
Oh,
one. That one's
just
pretty
not
obvious.
answer my question. Do you know what the horizon is?
Sure,
What is the
I
horizon?
do.
Oh my god.
You're asking me to define the horizon for you?
Do you know? Okay, have a good day, bro. You have a good day. Nope. Sorry, guys. Not going. Not. Sorry. Nope. Nope. You can't do it. Can't do it. Mm-mm. Okay. As far as the eyes can see.
Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, listen, man. I'll be quick here, man. I'm actually a flat earther. I was just in like live for like the past hour and a half, and I was making some real headway. You know, I thought, at least I thought so. But I don't know, something about these conversation means it just tells me like there's just no changing minds. It's like a religion, you know? It's like the easiest thing it was for me to do was challenge my assumption of what I learned when I was fucking 8 years old. How hard is it to do that? And it's so funny how I have to suddenly challenge everything I learned when I was 8 years old. But that's beside the point, man. So I just needed to vent real quick. So I just hopped in another live, man, and just wanted to say, hey, like, hey, we don't got anything to be arguing about. It's like, and let me give you, it's like, you know what? And I think I figured out a concrete argument versus all of these globers, right? Because I mean, I'm an educated nigga, but I'm not educated in all of their subjects, you know, in all like the maths and stuff. I do business and everything, but I am a critical thinker, dog. I am a critical thinker, and I know a little bit about a lot because that's all I need to know, and the rest you pay somebody to do for you. So when I talk to these guys, because at first it was a little intimidating because they sound so smart with their physics and everything, but I just have to go back to my truth, which is everybody's truth. And if you want to argue with me, I really, 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 really want to have an honest and genuine conversation. When I wake up every single morning, I experience a flat and motionless plane, and nobody can prove the otherwise. I get it. The earth is spinning because look at this computer generated program. The earth is spinning
Okay,
because
bro.
look at
I
the
gotta.
things. Yeah, my bad.
I gotta move on to ops, bro.
Yeah,
But
you do.
like,
Yeah, you do. You do. My
I
bad,
mean,
man.
I don't
But
mean
thank
to
you
be
for letting
rude,
me up.
but yeah, man, you're not on the wrong track. I give that argument a lot. If they do have burden of proof, just
Excellent.
keep it simple. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely right. All right, man. You have a good night.
Take care. Later, bro. I'm gonna follow that dude back. Actually, appreciate that. It was a good talk. You never know. People will just kind of not stop sometimes, and I don't like to be rude, but I fuck with the dude. He's chill.
Hey, can you hear me, man?
Yeah, it looks like your connection's not great, but let's see how it works out. Do you believe the Earth is a sphere, bro?
So I'm not gonna say that I for sure know. Yes, I don't have a confirmed position. I'll put that, but I do believe more towards a sphere than I do towards a flat.
All right. Why would you say that is?
So we can observe the sun in certain parts of the world where the sun is apparent 24/7, right? If the Earth was flat, right, then that means that phenomenon could not happen. So can you explain to me how in places where we can see the sun for 19 hours a day, how does that make sense with the logic of a flat Earth?
Well, it's not logical to look at the sun when you're trying to measure the surface of the Earth at all. Now, is it?
No, it is, because that would show that there is a curvature. I mean, if the sun is only apparent to some people at certain times, how about this? What is the diameter of a flat Earth then? What is your what is your measurement
Okay,
for how
all
long?
right. Oh, hold on. What's the diameter of the globe, right? Like, you wouldn't even, do you know that? Because I don't claim a diameter. I don't claim a model. I don't claim a map. I don't claim dimensionality. I don't claim any of those things. But your model makes positive claims in regards to dimensions, and that's how we can falsify the model. You just try to measure it. That's the crux of the conversation.
So you believe that the Earth is so you do believe in like a firmament? Is that what you're saying, is that the Earth is the only thing and that the sun and the moon are both inside of a firmament?
I think
Like
you're
what?
missing a lot of the crux of this conversation, bro.
No, I
Like we're
definitely. That's
measuring.
why I'm asking you to
You're just
explain.
gonna not let me correct you. That's important.
Oh,
Just
no,
don't let that happen, right?
no, I'm
No.
asking you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Don't ask me another question. Just focus, bro. The shape of the Earth, right? We're trying to figure out if it's a curving water ball or not. So the easiest way to do that would be to take the radius that's known and the curvature rate that's known and try to measure that in reality. Does that make sense?
No, because the curvature rate.
Okay.
What is the rate for curve?
Okay. No. Just no. No. That's not how you prove shape. You don't do math. No. You don't know. Kick him out because he's right? Yeah, okay. Confirm your bias. Sure. Just go ahead while you're at it. Trying to discredit flat earthers? How did I do that? I kick everyone? You're not wrong. If somebody came up here with a compelling argument, I might hear it out. But if you're going to say that the way to prove the shape of the earth wouldn't be to check the math that they give in regards to the shape of the earth, something wrong with you, bro. And if you feel like he won that, there's something wrong with you too. Lobers are fucking gonzo, dude. It's terrible. What's up, Thomas? Do you believe the Earth is a sphere, bro?
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Why do you believe it's a sphere?
Just growing up, basic science class, but could you explain why objects disappear beyond the horizon?
Whoa, that's not good enough at all. What do you mean basic science class? We learn a lot in school. We learn about like photosynthesis and shit. Like what do we use in 6th grade science or any grade, right? To prove the shape of the earth. I think you misunderstand the question.
Well, we prove the shape of the Earth with the scientific method. We prove everything with the scientific method.
When did we use the scientific method to prove the shape of the earth? Give me one time that was done.
Math. We test theories and we test them with
No,
rules.
hold on. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? When did we use the scientific method to prove the shape of the earth? Give me
Do you know what
one
the
example
scientific
of
method
that.
is?
Yeah, observation, hypothesis, experimentation, test, and repeat. Now, when did we do that to prove the shape of the earth? Who did that?
We've
and
been
when
doing it for
and how?
1,500 years.
Who did it and when? Who did it and how, bro? Who did it and how? You can do it. I believe in you.
Aristotle.
Aristotle. Whoa. Okay. So what did he do? He's Googling it. Yeah. Yo, my guy said the scientific method. I like it. And then he asked me what the scientific method was. Dude, I guarantee you, I wish I would have been the first person to ask that question because I guarantee you he didn't know. Oh, dude. Let him Google? He just came up and went straight to lying. I know, but like typically the person that you reference isn't Aristotle, it's Eratosthenes, but you could say that Aristotle observed boats disappearing bottom up and thought that was because the earth was curving, but if he'd had a nice camera, he would have come to a different conclusion. I mean, whatever. He said Aristotle. Cool story, bro. Oh, you're teacupping right away too? You getting your script ready? That's cute. Okay. He said math. I know. He definitely said math. All right, I have one more, and then it's just flat earthers, I think, mostly. Unless we get more guests. I don't know, dude. This is draining. I'm not gonna lie. It's been like this has been a really good live in terms of like viewership and like the likes are on fire, the comments are crazy, but like this is the guests are terrible, dude. I have Philip with an F in my. I've been saving him for last. He's a hella patient guy, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I remember talking to him before, and he's very intelligent. So I actually saved him for last to see. Like, I don't know why I did that. Maybe I should have just brought him up first. I'm an asshole, actually. What's up, bro?
What's going on, bro?
What's up, man? Do you believe the Earth is curving or moving?
Nah, I don't.
Aw, you're too smart, dude. You gotta kick rocks, unfortunately, man. Respectfully.
Huh?
You're too smart, bro. You're too smart.
Are you trolling me?
No, I'm not fucking trolling you, bro. I mean, I'm getting a phone call? Okay, alright. You just can't, bro. Like, you literally, there's no polite way to be like, hey, no flat earthers. People are gonna just take offense to it. Philip, what's up, man? How
Hey,
you been, bro?
I am doing well. How are you, sir? I mean, from the last like 8 conversations I've overheard, maybe not so well.
Well, it's okay. I was thinking about you the other day. I don't know what made me think of you, and I was like, damn, I miss people like Philip, bro. Like, I don't know if you remember the last time you were up here, and I had a pretty good conversation with you, and then I let you go, and there's some girl came up afterwards, and I was like, I forget what I ended up telling her that she was no Philip. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
did
was like,
overhear that. Yeah, I remember that. I was in there and I like overheard you say, "God, where did Philip go?" or something like that. And I was like, "Oh,
I said
I'm
I said I
honored."
miss Philip. I
Yeah,
said
yeah,
I
yeah.
miss Philip.
Right. Yes, that
Because it's
yeah.
like right back to the basics, I suppose. Because you're more advanced
Mhm.
than most.
I
Anyway,
appreciate it.
what did you bring for me today? If or unless you have questions, you can take your pick.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of have both categories of things, but ooh, hold on, my cat's banging on the door.
Yeah, cats are like that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, what is the like flat Earth model? Or I mean, like, I heard you say earlier that you don't like posit a model, but
Right.
like, what is the explanation for like not seeing the sun in certain places? Because I thought of this. My brother's in Europe right now, and we were like FaceTimed, and it was dark over there while it was light here, and I was like,
Hmm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I believe the sun is a lot closer and a lot smaller. So I could give you the analogy of a single 60-watt bulb in like a maybe 500-yard warehouse. If you put it in one end of the warehouse, it's probably not going to illuminate the entire thing. But as you move it closer, it illuminates the floor underneath of it, respectively. And it just appears to converge as it moves towards the horizon, because everything would.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I guess that does work. I would ask then, and I haven't done this myself, but like, I remember at some point in my Calc 2 class, we started talking about like polar coordinates versus Cartesian. Um, like that's one of the distinctions between like the maps that are used, right?
I'm not familiar. I won't lie to you.
No, yeah, no, just polar is like instead of the you go one over and two up, it's like you're going a certain direction and a certain distance.
Okay.
So like the flat Earth map that I've seen is like it's starting at the middle and then like radiating outwards.
Yeah.
So
Generally, yeah. That's the general conception. Yeah.
right. So like with that in mind, I am curious like if the like hemisphere of around Earth that would be illuminated by a sun that's far away, like if that maps on to what we observe with like when sunset is observed or sunrises are observed at different places on the globe, like if you translate that map to be flat. But that's something for me to check out.
For understanding, it works relatively well if you use like a Gleason. Obviously, there's some like discrepancies because it's kind of like it's very crude. It's not exactly precise. But generally speaking, it just we do observe a small local light source that is worth mentioning. We see. Have you ever seen crepuscular rays from the sun? Like you see them through the clouds. Like it'll look like beams of light going in
Yes,
opposite
yes,
or
yes,
going
yes.
in like divergent directions. If you trace those back, you can actually kind of get like a rough idea of where the sun, or at least where that light is coming from. You can only get like an apparent position. You can't get like a physical one, of course, but we do observe phenomena that alludes to a local sun, and of course, like it moves, takes the light with it. Light attenuates through the medium. It doesn't travel forever, of course, and it just it moves westward towards the next location, so on and so forth. And then, of course, it does travel between the tropics every year, making its analemma. So as it's moving in a circular path over the Earth westward, it's also doing sort of like a corkscrew in between the tropics every 365 days as well. So that adjusts for like all that fun stuff.
Okay. Yeah. That was actually going to be one of my other questions. Like what is the explanation for like on a globe, the way that people explain it is like, okay, the Earth is rotating on an axis, so like as it orbits the sun, and that explains seasons. But yeah, okay. Gosh, what else? One like quick thing. I don't know if you remember where we left off last time. It was like yeah, it was like we say that like the planets orbit the sun.
Oh, Neo-Tychonian. Yeah. The Neo-Tychonian model with the incorporation of Mach's principle would have the of course this would postulate that the Earth still be a sphere, but if the sun orbited the Earth and all of the planets, what we call planets, orbited the sun, you could still make it work kinematically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the same thing? Is that what you meant?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah. You sent me a paper last time that I read, and it made me realize that I was not like getting across the point that I was trying to make. But you know, that is what it is. So I wanted to bring that back up. What I was trying to say is, like essentially, it seems like, and I don't put a whole lot of weight behind this argument before I make it, but it seems like it's almost like gosh, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like a little bit. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I say something very funny? I just got reported for misinformation after I mentioned the Neo-Tychonian model, and it's literally like an agreed upon geocentric. Like there's actual geocentrics in the field of science that is worth mentioning. Anyway, I'm sorry, I just think that's hilarious.
That
things.
is pretty funny. I mean, it's kind of like a begging the question sort of thing to flag you for misinformation. Because
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Anyway, right. So like what I was trying to say last time when I brought that up was like, why would we think that the Earth is unique amongst the planets in that it does not orbit the sun, but the others do? Does that make sense?
Well, as far as we observe a lot of phenomena that alludes to the Earth being the center. Can I recommend you a documentary?
Yeah. Shoot.
This is
find a place to write it down real quick.
Dude, okay, so this is not a flat Earth documentary at all. Okay? This is not this isn't really a biased documentary in any way. It's called The Principle 2014. So you're gonna want to type that into. You can watch it on YouTube. It's actually demonetized. Okay.
Okay.
Like you won't even get ads. It's about 90 minutes.
Fire. Okay.
And there's actually like Michio Kaku is in it, Lawrence Krauss, very well renowned, very respectable people in these fields. They go over so many things in regards to cosmology, everything from basically from Edwin Hubble up until now. Even back to like Newton and Copernicus and stuff like that as well. But when we first started making observations through to the sky, like we noticed quite a bit. And I could go down the list, but I'm trying to keep this brief. Like it's all in a documentary. Quite a bit of things, basically, like the evidence suggests that we're at the center. Just looking through like the cosmic microwave background, and there's this thing called the axis of evil. There's Hubble tension. There's all of these different things that allude towards us being at the center, but science has this thing called the Copernican principle, which is that the Earth cannot occupy a unique or special position, which is worth Googling if you forget what it is, because it's basically to keep us unbiased. You know, we're not special. Nothing about us is special. Because if we thought we were special, then that could lead to some other like issues in and of that. But the evidence that we observe suggests that we are. I highly recommend it, bro. I watched it on my live like maybe 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago, maybe. It's really good. I've seen it like twice. It's very good.
Okay, yeah. I just to tell you what just happened. I went through 2 pens that didn't work before finding my pencil, which was out of lead. So
Here, how about this? We'll use technology. I'll type it in the chat and you can screen
no, I got more lead in it, so we're good now. But just a really funny series of events that just happened.
Yeah, it's
So the
it's
principal
Evil Forces.
2014, right?
I did type it in the chat, yeah. For
Oh,
anybody else
great.
who wants to look into it, or you could screenshot it too if you need to. But
Yeah, may as well.
it's like I said, it's not like a flat Earth documentary. It's not like really biased in any way, shape, or form. They just address a lot of the issues in cosmology that are basically unsolvable. And then towards the end, they essentially admit they beat around the bush quite a bit, but they essentially admit that if they were to put the Earth at the center and just go with what the evidence suggests, we wouldn't need things like dark matter or dark energy. Relativity would, of course, fall apart. Like, and they even go as far as to say that a lot of people notice these things, but they keep quiet on them because it's basically career. I can't say the S word on here, like, but career shooting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a career ender, basically.
Okay, yeah.
Very
Oh, I see.
interesting, bro.
Okay, cool. And then there was one other like principle that you like said there was a name to when you were talking about this that was worth a Google or
Yeah, the Copernican principle,
Copernican. Okay.
which
I'll
is
just
the idea that the Earth cannot occupy a unique or special position.
okay. All right. Yeah, I feel like I have heard that name, but
Yeah, it's a fundamental thing that we use in cosmology and astronomy and such. Just it's funny because it's designed to lead us away from bias, right? But like it actually ends up giving it bias in an opposite direction as well. So there's really no neutrality.
yeah. Like maybe a better way of formulating that would be like you yourself aren't the center of everything.
Yeah, they
You know what I
don't.
mean?
Well, I think like if the Earth was at the center, it would allude towards a creator for a lot of people, and I think they really don't
Mhm.
want that. That's my opinion. I'm not even religious, bro, but it's like if the Earth is the center, the number one question on everybody's mind would be like, well, how the hell did that happen, right? Because we're
Right.
supposed to believe in a big bang, and it's all coincidence. You're in the Goldilocks zone. That's a complete accident. It's inadvertent, right? But if the Earth was at the center, it kind of it alludes away from that for sure.
Yeah. Like that sort of like bears like a necessary explanation. And yeah, okay, cool. All right. Okay. So yeah, I guess that does perhaps answer that question. I will give that documentary a watch. One other thing that I wanted to ask, I'm sure that there were others, honestly, but are there any arguments that you hear flat earthers using that you think like are wrong or weak or like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Dude,
In the same way, like
I heard
I
a
can,
guy. Go
or
ahead.
yeah,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Okay. I heard a guy say the other day, because there is a treaty that you can't travel past the 60th south latitude. Of course, this is the Antarctic Treaty. It's well documented. However, he said that you can't go past the 60th south latitude or the 60th north latitude. And I'm in the comments thinking to myself, like, oh, so we can't go to fucking Alaska? Like, or we can't go to, like, Finland? Like, we're just not allowed? Oh,
Right.
you fucking brilliant. I think that generally just, I can't give you too many examples, but it happens quite often. And I think people just need to look at things a little bit deeper, you know? Like, uh, I don't know. I think a lot of I don't know. I can't really speak on it because I don't want to discredit anybody, but I think a lot of people just hear other people say things and then they repeat them, and that's not helpful because then you're potentially just repeating misinformation or something, and that's not good. But I do hear a lot of flat earthers giving arguments that aren't exactly concrete. Like some of them even go as far as to claim like what the firmament's made of and all this other stuff that they have no scientific evidence of. Or they'll give you like an exact precise distance of the sun, and it's just weird stuff. Like
Mhm.
there's a lot of the community that I just basically don't really associate with. Not to be rude, but I just can't, because it's like they don't even demonstrate a willingness to learn. But I don't want to get off on that. But in short, the answer to your question is, of course, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Like the specific example that I had in mind, and I'm curious to see if you would like hold to this one, but like the idea that water wouldn't be sticking to the earth under a round earth model.
Well, if you incorporated gravity as you understand it, you could probably get away with that. But
Right,
I
right.
think the general argument is the natural tenets of fluid statics. Fluid statics, water seeks equilibrium when in a state of rest,
Mhm.
meaning that if Earth was 70% water, it would of course be seeking equilibrium. I understand the motion. I'm sorry, the oceans are in motion. I get that, but they would still be seeking their lowest vibrational state. They would be seeking equilibrium. It just makes more sense if the Earth is not curving. If you incorporate gravity and you can prove that water can stick to a spinning ball, which we really can't. We can't make water stick to a spinning ball. Like you can make it wet, but it's not like you can't make any depth of water stick to a spinning ball. Like you wouldn't be able to, like you can make a ball wet, right, and have like a little bit of dampness on the ball itself. But if that water had any depth, like you make 1 inch deep of water stick around the entire circumference of a sphere. Does that make sense? Like
Right, right, right.
that's what we
Yeah.
would have to. I think that's the contention.
Yeah, okay. So I guess like the reason that I found that argument so curious is that like even under the flat earth, like the way that the argument was phrased that I heard was like you need a container for liquids, right? And like under the flat earth model, that's the like the ice wall Antarctica or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now the thing that like was curious to me is you don't need a container. You need a container and a force. You know what I mean?
That is
Like
true. Yeah.
y-
Okay, that's actually a good point because you'll hear a lot of flat earthers that just say it's density, and that doesn't exactly
right.
summarize
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah,
I get
exactly.
that.
And under the round earth model, then like well you have your container, like the different elevations of the solid parts of the earth make for the
Right.
container of the oceans, and then the force that you need is gravity, and that goes towards the center, so that like works. And then the reason that you can't like model that onto a sphere that you like hold in front of you is that you have this force of gravity that is constantly pulling down, and the force of the gravity of the ball is way too small for any substantial amount of water to stick to it.
I agree with that. My counter is like some flat earthers don't. That's what I mean. Some people haven't reached this point yet, and it's really no shade on them, but um, there is an electrical bias in the atmosphere. Did I tell you? Did we talk about that before?
Very, very like vaguely in our first conversation, but I think I missed most of it because I was trying to like think about that in a different context. So
Okay, like the atmosphere in simple terms, I can send you some stuff on this. I think I have Richard Feynman's 9.1. Um, I can send that to you. So
yeah, yeah,
the
please.
atmosphere positively charged 100 volts per meter. Okay,
Okay.
and the surface of the Earth is negatively charged up to 400,000 coulombs. So positive would of course seek negative. This just has an effect downward bias on all mass, right? So then from that point on, it's basically just density and buoyancy. It's the exact same thing, right? As gravity. It's an explanation for why things go down typically, or why there's a downward bias on most masses, except especially the ones that aren't buoyant, right? But that's in a nutshell what it is. And like I said, I can send you at least one or two papers on that.
Yeah, 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 please do. I was gonna ask you a question about like the very first thing that you mentioned to me that got me thinking was like the idea that you can explain that downward bias like as the magnetic field of a toroid. I don't know if you remember that.
I know that I don't know if I remember saying that, but I know that you can develop a mathematical equivalence for what we call big G and little g using electrostatics. Yeah, you can. And I can send you that's Morton F. Spears, if I'm not mistaken. He has a paper on each of those respectively, big G and little g.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for the sources, my friend. You seem like
Yeah.
if
Well, I have
anything,
like
I'd
I
like to
have
get flat Earth sources from you.
I had here. I'll just. Oh, I gotta hit back real quick. I'll just show you. This is not what I wanted to show you. Here with my Google Drive. I have a folder. I have a lot of stuff in here, but I have
wow.
my flat Earth folder. This is just like there's MMX. There's geocentric quotes. I have 1984. That's not important, but static astronomy. There's so much stuff in here, dude. There's stuff on ether, electromagnetic nature of gravity. I can send that to you. A lot of this stuff's not labeled. Propagation of electromagnetic fields over flat Earth. That's actually a military document. That's actually the literal title of the document itself. There's so much stuff in here. Newtonian Machian analysis of the Tychonian model. That's what we were talking about earlier.
Right.
There's so much stuff in here, dude. I could send you this whole thing if you want, but it would get
Yeah.
maybe a little overwhelming. But you could like digress. You could what I suggest to people just to save time. Like I have Gemini, so I could like if I wanted to just have Gemini like summarize each of these files respectively. If you wanted to do the same thing, I wouldn't frown upon that, just to save yourself some time. You know.
Yeah. I mean, whatever works. The more, the merrier. If you like have certain things like that you have off the top of your head picked out for. Okay. Yeah.
Electrostatic solutions for G's Morton F. Spears, yeah. And there's so much stuff in here, bro. I've been working on this for maybe like 6 months, longer probably.
Cool.
There's a shitload of stuff in here. Celestial refraction, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Do you have Trump's name show up a couple thousand times in those files, or?
Do you want to see something really funny? So
Yeah,
I
go
show
for
this
it.
to people all the time because I always get, how do time zones work on a flat Earth? And I find that to be a really interesting question. But would we agree that like the oceans are international waters and nobody owns them? And then when you look at the time zones on the sphere
Yep.
Earth, it's like
Yeah.
these make no sense. I understand like you can argue that it's like I turn the brightness down so it shows up a little bit better. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because somewhere around here there's like an island, or like what it probably is an island. I can't find it, but there's like little tiny sections that are their own individual time zones, and I
Yeah.
just find it so like this is just puzzle pieces, and I don't know, man.
Yeah.
So
No,
it's like
I
when Globers
remember.
ask me, oh yeah,
I was just gonna say I remember seeing like how poorly the time zones are set up across, and I can't get the ocean straight for the life of me, which is pretty silly. But over whatever ocean that is, and being like absolutely horrified about like why in God's name would we not
this is the
just
one.
make it?
This is what I call Epstein Island. This is like its own little thing. It's just funny because people always ask me how do time zones work, and it's like, well, do you even understand how they are mapped out on a sphere? Like, can we agree that these don't really matter because this is just so obviously arbitrary?
Yeah, very
It's,
much just a human construct.
Yeah, exactly. Just wherever we wanted them, that's where we put them, basically.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
anyway, just food for thought.
Right. Gosh, where were we on like things related to flat Earth, round Earth? Right, toroid.
Talking to-
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So with like that model in mind, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I think that does work. And then I had the thought, like, okay, we're saying that the magnetic field or like electrostatic field, because it's all like sort of the same thing, Maxwell and physics and stuff. If there's like a bias for positive downwards, is that what we're saying?
The atmosphere is charged, surface negatively charged. This just affects mass in general, right? Like a lot of people like to say, well, oh, the mass would have to be positively charged, or vice versa. That's not the argument. The argument is that the atmosphere is positively charged and it's just seeking towards the negatively charged Earth. It's almost like rain, just like pushing down constantly. And
Right. Yeah.
outside of that, right, you have an object that is dense, or than the medium that it's in. It's because even with gravity, right, it's just an invisible force pulling, right? I mean, objects seek equilibrium relative to their density, right? So what I'm saying is that there's this invisible electrostatic field, although it's measurable. That's the key thing,
hmm
and it's the same exact thing. This is still going to seek equilibrium relative to its density. So I'm just replacing well, I'm not doing it, but this is just a replacement for the gravity, as it were. If Newton wants to come up and talk to you for a minute, I think you'd benefit from talking to him, to be honest.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's all listen to me.
This guy's a genius, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Physics
We like
guy, maybe? Physics?
smart people. I don't know if maybe he doesn't have time. He did have a request though. But anyway, Newton, if you want to come up, you can. If not, that's fine too. But that is hopefully that understands. Simply just, I used to say this. I don't say it very often anymore, but I think they really just took the electrostatic argument and they just kind of put a piece of tape over it and just wrote gravity on it, basically. So because they want you to believe that the Earth is a sphere, and they're like, well, how do we? Oh, your service is bad. That's fine, bro. So they want you to believe the Earth is a sphere, and they're like, okay, well, how can we pass that? Well, we need to explain why things can stand upside down. But if we have a flat Earth, okay, the electrostatic potential of the atmosphere goes up every meter by 100 volts, right? And it's equipotential. So it's evenly distributed. And that can't be, if it was on a sphere, it would have to be radially distributed, right? So that doesn't even work on a sphere model. So I don't know. It's a lot to get into, and I'll be honest. I wish Newton had time to come up here because he would explain it a lot better. But I don't know. I mean, I can still send you the papers on them for sure.
Yeah. That'd be great. Yeah, I guess like pretty much exactly what I was going to bring up is then does that mean that like the Earth is negatively charged for it to like
Yeah.
be right, like it is, and then like I guess like then my next question would have been, does that mean that we can like under a flat Earth model come up with some number for the thickness of the Earth based on like how much negative charge is needed for the positive charge to like create some statics?
That's an interesting question. I don't know. When I think of thickness, I always think of there was I wouldn't even call it an experiment. It was more like a project in Russia where they tried to dig a hole, and they made it not even 8 miles. So that's the deepest that we've actually been. But outside of that, I can't speak on your actual question.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Was there anything else I wanted to get to? I think that covers most of what I can think of I always like am thinking about like conversations that I have that I don't just like know what to think in my day-to-day life, and like I'm like, okay, do I have somebody that I can like bounce these ideas off of? And you happen to have become that person for the flat
Well, I
Earth versus
appreciate
round
that,
Earth thing.
bro.
So yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's
Yeah,
fun to have conversations with people like you because you're not just like fucking trolling me the entire time, dude. It's been pretty bad tonight. But
Yeah.
it's all worth it if I get to talk to at least one person that just kind of like just takes a neutral position for the sake of the argument, right? Like you don't have to be my adversary the entire time, right? I like that.
Yeah. I'm always tempted at the end of our conversations to go back to the Occam's razor thing, because I really do feel like the Occam's razor goes for the globe, but
I mean,
it is
we
what
can
it
agree to
is.
disagree on that, I think.
Yeah.
I do have a few more people than I would do and try to get through, and it's getting late. So I will send you everything in relation to electrostatics, and I'll even send you the everything in relation to like geocentrism and like the models that are proposed that are fully functional for geocentrism as well. So you can, in your spare time, dissect that.
Yeah, great. I will say I did just think of one other thing that I wanted to mention on the like bad flat Earth arguments. And I was curious
Yeah,
if you
feel
had.
free, bro. Feel free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the idea that we would like be more able to observe the fact that like the Earth's surface supposedly is like moving at however many 100 miles an hour.
No, I agree. It would just be conservation of momentum for the
Right,
most part.
yeah. Okay.
As far as axial rotation, it would just be conservation of momentum.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say because I've like tried so hard. I have this one, like one of my dad's ex-girlfriends was a flat earther, and like one time we were like talking about it, and that was like one of the biggest points of contention. I was like, I don't think that one works very well, but yeah,
Well,
I don't know.
I think it's a point to make that we do at least experience the Earth as if it's stationary. I think that's what most people are trying to say. So if you were to if you were to posit a claim that it was actually moving, even though we don't experience it, that's where like we would have to provide real evidence for that. Because that goes against direct observation and direct like empirical evidence. But again, like yeah, you could say just conservation of momentum, moving at the same relative velocity. You wouldn't
hmm
experience any change unless it suddenly slowed down or sped up one day.
Yeah. And then like one
Yeah.
of the thoughts as I heard you talking about this with like one of the people right before me was like I had the thought that oh yes. Oh gosh. Okay, my brain's all over the place. The airplane adjustment thing. I had a question on that. Like you say that like if the Earth was like a globe, then as planes fly, they would need to adjust for the downward curvature. Um, my question on that would be in the same way, wouldn't they like need to adjust for like the westward eastward sort of curvature on
Yeah.
like
In fact,
circular?
we're always readjusting our heading relative to north constantly. That's admitted. Like you always have to adjust your heading relative to north. It's just, of course, again, the argument being that it's so subtle that generally speaking you wouldn't. And honestly, it's not too often that we fly like objectively west, objectively north, right? There's always like some deviation in one way or another, so it would be hard to pinpoint that. But yeah, generally speaking, you're always calibrating for changing your position relative to north or your heading relative to north.
Yeah. But like, then wouldn't it be like silly as hell for planes to like? Wait. Okay. So let's say that you're going to a location that is like at the same latitude as you, like directly west. Then wouldn't it be silly to not fly along that latitude as like
Um,
flat Earth model would suggest? You know what I mean?
well, it depends. Shortest distance would still be a straight line, of course. So
Right.
latitudinally, you would be flying in like a curved path. So it would just depend on the particular flight, and there's a couple variables, but generally speaking, I think we do using the phrase cut corners lightly here. We kind of just take the path of least resistance or the shortest path. We wouldn't fly like objectively west because that would take longer. And businesses do like to save on fuel, right? Like they don't want to spend a bunch of money flying out of the way. So I would imagine that they're just flying directly, more like point to point, as opposed to just flying westwardly. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess like then like that would maybe be a good potential observation that like could be done to like see, hey, if you have like two planes fly, like one follows what the flat Earth model suggests is a straight line between 2 points, and then like, well, assuming that the Earth is curved, you can't really go in a straight line because that would be through the Earth. But like if you're on a curved thing, like whatever the straight line, the straightest, the line that follows the curvature of the Earth. There we go. Like
They
if you
do,
follow the latitude of, like if you're exactly on the equator is important for that experiment. You know what I mean? Like see which
Yeah.
one takes longer, takes more fuel or whatever.
I will say I'm not the best at geography. That's like one of my weaknesses. But I will admit it, dude. Like I can name all 7 continents, which is more than most people, I think. But
Ooh, dude, I don't know. Don't test me.
I'll give you a hint. It's 4 A's, the Americas, and Europe.
Oh.
That's how I remember it. Anyway, so now I forgot what I was gonna say. Geography, flight paths. What was the question you asked me? Totally spaced.
Oh right. So like if you ran this experiment like where you use like a flat Earth map to fly from a point on the equator to another point on the equator, following that latitude versus not, how does that work?
Well, I think what I was gonna say originally was I've seen maps. What am I talking about? I've seen flight paths that make a lot more sense when mapped out on an azimuth, like using like a Gleason map, for example. They make a lot more sense, and I've also seen flight paths that make a lot more sense for a sphere. So it's very difficult to get into the weeds with that. But I mean, to answer your question, I mean, it would be a fun experiment. We'd also have to we'd have to have some pilot friends, you know.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to really give a precise thing on that.
Right. You know, now that I think of it, I'm like vaguely remembering this one guy at one of the former churches that I attended when I was religious that built a plane. So I don't know. Maybe he would be a person to ask, but I digress.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's pilots on both sides of the discussion. That is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of flat Earth pilots as well. But it's Tron said it. There's many flat Earth pilots. I've met quite a few even on TikTok.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, maybe if I spent another couple minutes, I would remember something else. But it is what it
No,
is.
that's
I'm happy to
fine.
log off at this point.
Like I said, I'm trying to get to sleep in through the rest of these guests as quickly as I can. But I don't mind spending an extra several minutes on people like you because you're asking like actual inquisitive questions. Like so it's worth my time to speak with people like you. And I won't forget. I'll send you whatever I can find that had any relevance to this discussion.
Yeah, I
when I'm
appreciate
alive
it.
tonight. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Enjoy the rest of your night, man.
Yeah, you too. Have a great night, man.
You too. All right. Well, that was fun. I love that guy. Dude, like the last time he was on my live, he was superseded by, well, not superseded. I didn't drop him like disrespectfully, but I let go of him. You know, we said our goodbyes, and then I brought somebody else up, and it's like the moment she started talking, I was like, oh, I miss Philip. You go from having a conversation like that to not having a conversation like that. It's just like, oh god, what have I done? But I mean, I do enjoy that guy's time. He's worth talking to. He's pretty honest in my opinion, you know.
Yes, I just wanted to pick up on a couple of points that I heard y'all talking about.
Go for it, bro.
So the last point y'all was just now making about the flights, I followed this guy named Dr. Blitz. He's a physicist and very smart guy.
Yeah,
Definitely
I've
some
met
leverage.
him. He won't talk to me. He blocked me. But go ahead.
Well, you probably listen to him, and he's a really smart guy. He knows his stuff. He does the math for you. He does it in his head, which is very impressive. So, anyways, so with the flight thing, is you see flights from Japan and they go in a straight line on a globe from Japan, New York through Canada, right below Russia, kind of right to Japan. You put this on a Gleason map or any other type of flat surface, any other type of model y'all have, it creates a dramatic curvature that would seem very impossible to achieve.
All right. Now what?
Well, that type of flight path wouldn't make any sense, right?
I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, there's flight paths that make sense on a globe, and there's flight paths that don't. So
Well, that's what I'm
if we
talking
just
about.
if we yeah, I know exactly. If we just cherry pick the ones that fit our narrative, then we can both be right.
Well, I was listening
See
to
my
the
point?
conversation, so that makes sense to me to find a error in what you're saying. If anything is erroneous said,
Did you ever
it needs
try
to
to
be
find any proof in what I
corrected.
was saying? Did you try that or no?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. 'Cause it
So,
doesn't seem like it. It seems like you came up here and
the other
quoted
thing that I
an
wanted to
anti-flat
pinpoint.
earther and like
So yeah, and anything, everything else I wanted to pinpoint was the first piece I was talking about with what is observable to you. So we're on this flat surface. Why don't you see anything else in the observable universe flat?
So okay, so if we're surrounded by a bunch of orbs, which you would have burden of proof because that's your claim, not mine.
Not
If
a
we're
burden of
surrounded by a
proof.
bunch of right, you're the one claiming that every light in the sky is spherical,
No,
which
it's
you have
not a
no
claim
direct
because
evidence.
it's a scientific proof at this point.
Hey, listen, if you're gonna interrupt me every time I talk,
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna entertain this, okay? It's your burden of proof. You're given pictures, okay, of what these things look like.
No, you
You
can just
just
have
accept them as I understand that, and they do appear to have some level of sphericity, but you don't know like molecular makeup, you don't know distance, you don't know size, you don't know any of these things. Your model has all the positive claims. They have the burden of proof. You just blindly believe them. That's fine.
There's no burden
Even
of
if
proof
that
there.
is
Okay, so the
hey,
moon, the moon and the sun are very close to us.
not gonna let you interrupt me again. I know you're not comfortable with the way this conversation's going, but we're just if you can't act like an adult, I'll just have a good night, okay? Is that fine? Like, can you behave like an adult, bro?
I'm behaving. I'm just saying. I'm trying to get to the
No,
point.
that's fine. Just a simple yes or no. Do you have decorum or don't you?
Of course I do.
All right, just act like it then, please. Your model makes positive claims in regards to molecular
That's an
makeup,
insult,
size,
man.
and
Hold on.
distance.
That's an insult. Don't insult me. Go keep going though.
No, I didn't insult you. I asked you to have decorum after you chose not to. It's not an insult, bro. It's not. If I wanted to insult you, I would just called you a fucking asshole. Artemis photos are in, yes, and you just blindly appeal to that. That's fine, but that just gives you burden of proof. You have more positive claims. That your model makes positive. I'm gonna finish what the fuck I was saying. Your model makes positive claims in regards to size, distance, molecular makeup, and even as far as like elliptical orbits and things of that nature, right? Every positive claim comes with burden of proof. If you're gonna say, hey, that light in the sky is this size, this shape, and it's composed of this material, these materials, these elements, you have to supply evidence of that. You can't just hand wave dismiss that and then turn that around, shift the burden of proof over to me, and be like, well, then you explain what it is. I didn't make the positive claim. That's a very insincere burden reversal fallacy. That's not something that's worth entertaining. It's 10:30 at night, bro. I'm trying to get through these guests as quickly as possible, and if you gave me a chance to speak without interrupting me, we could have been done by now. Because that didn't take very long to say. Regardless, bro. A lot of people in my requests. You know what? That person was already up. That person was already up. That's a flat earther. That's a flat earther. I think we excuse me, I'm sorry. I think we are done, actually. I can't even deny requests. It literally won't even let me. The Earth speaks, bro. Okay, you have 10 followers and you're following 2 people. And you were already up here. You can enjoy the rest of your night. Not being here. Dude, you guys have like the emotional regulation of a toddler. I decline your requests. The last guy that was just up here has requested back and I declined it like 3 or 4 times. Like, bro, you have the emotional regulation ability of an infant. Okay? Take the L, bro. You wouldn't even let me finish what I had to say to you. My God, dude. This is exactly my point. I go from having a very sincere intellectual discussion, not even a debate, just inquiry and investigation on both sides, just asking each other questions, trying to come to a logical conclusion based on evidence or lack thereof. And I go from something like that to being like interrupted, strawmanned, shifted burden of proof, like no acknowledgement of his own burden of proof. Like it's like, dude, how do you listen to that entire conversation and then come up and act the exact opposite? It's fucking beyond me. That should be like a bar that has been set in your brain that's like, oh, I should behave more like the guest that he has now because that's what he's looking for. But no, you don't do that. You just like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think I'm just venting at this point, maybe, and I'm sorry, but it's so frustrating the way that you guys behave. Am I done? I think so. Look, he's requesting back again, dude. This guy's a baby, and somehow people are requesting even after I blocked them. Anyway, no more guests. Regardless, this was an amazing live overall in terms of like viewership and engagement. I had a lot more guests than I've had in a very long time, and it was pretty much all organic, and I appreciate that. 50,000 likes, 55. To get rid of flat Earth, you have to prove the solar system is real. Yeah. Basically, dude. It's like if you understood the amount of sophistry that you have to use to believe the Earth is a sphere and why that's not a good thing. I mean, you have all the positive claims, all the burden of proof, and you just obfuscate away from that, which is a form of sophistry, and then you just shift it all over to us every fucking time. And I don't know, you just act like that's how conversations work. It's insanity. But I got to get out of here. This was fun. This was a good live. Lisa, send those to me because I can't click those links here. If you send those to me, I'll check them out. I don't know what you're sending, but anyway, proof solar system, and I'm no longer a flat earther. You have to do something, man. Springtime in Michigan is the best. Low key, I'm leaving soon. I'm leaving. I don't want to say when, but sooner than you guys might think. And I'm not even sure where I'm going next, to be honest. Pennsylvania, probably, but I don't know where to. Probably just gonna go back to living out of my car because I can't do like the roommate thing. It hasn't really been working out for me, and I don't want to get into that. I don't want to sound like I'm ungrateful or anything because that's where people's minds first go. It's not that I'm ungrateful. It's just like people aren't who you think they are. But anyway, Chambersburg. Sorry I missed your live. Oh, no, you don't have to apologize. It's totally fine. I don't. Doesn't bother me at all. Chambersburg. I could. I'm not too like I'm from like Harrisburg area, so it's not even that far. Now think about it. I'm going probably in the direction of Pennsylvania because I don't. Warren County, yeah. Pennsylvania in general is beautiful, bro. Well, the less city like parts of it are beautiful. Enjoy your lives. They're very chill and informative. Thank you. I try. You did miss the conversation with Philip. That was probably my best conversation. Well, not even probably. That was like objectively the best conversation that I had tonight. The rest was literally just well, anyway. Allegheny? Yeah. Franklin County? Yeah, I know where Chambersburg is. Yeah. Like I said, I'm from Harrisburg. Well, I'm from like Hershey, but I don't know. Most people don't even know where Harrisburg is, even though it's the capital. Like if I tell anybody outside of Pennsylvania that I'm from Harrisburg, they're like, "Where's that?" And I'll be like, "Well, it's near Hershey, you know, like those chocolate bars that you buy at the grocery store. We make those." Right? Do you want to tell you about screen people in my lives? Lived in my car for a while, but dude, it's kind of the move these days. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, you can get a gym membership for $25, shower as much as you need to. There's Planet Fitnesses literally fucking everywhere. I know gas prices are crazy, but like if you have steady income, it saves you money on rent. You don't have to pay anybody to. I don't know. You just kind of like I worked 2 jobs for all of my 20s. At a steel mill, and I didn't need a second job, but even then it was a lot of overtime, a lot of weekends, so basically it was like working 2 jobs. But I did all that through my whole 20s, from 21 till I was like 28. Nothing to really show for it, you know? And I don't know, just like, what's the point? I want to live, dude. Like, I do want to travel and I do want to like experience the earth, dude. Um, and it's like, you can't do that when you're just trying to keep a roof over your head. You know what I mean? So I made the decision, about a year and a half ago to just travel and stuff. And it's had its highlights and it's had its downsides, but generally speaking, I kind of like it. Live in the Poconos. Pittsburgh, yeah, Pittsburgh's not good. Pittsburgh, Philly, like even parts of like York and Lancaster, like, so there's a lot of areas like the city areas in Pennsylvania are not so great, but I think that can be said for just about any state, generally. Still in Michigan? Yeah, but I'm leaving sooner than you think. Like pretty soon, like a few days soon. Uh, Things just did not really work out here. I don't want to get into it, but yeah. Live by the saltwater. Well, when I lived in California, it was okay, but I wouldn't say that the salt water was doing me any favors when compared to the amount of like pollution and radiation that you're subjected to on a daily basis. But I was very close to the ocean when I lived there. What has been my favorite state to live in? Dude, they're all terrible. They're all terrible, dude. Like, as far as like aesthetics, I would say like the desert areas. I didn't realize how much I liked the desert until I started to see it. Desert areas have their own like aesthetic appeal. But America just in general fucking sucks and I don't like it. It's just, I hate it here, bro. I mean, I know no place is perfect, but I do want to try to get out of this country. You know how difficult it is to leave the country, guys? Like, I looked into it. Getting a visa for certain countries is like basically impossible because you can get like a 5-year visa if you want to, but there's certain visas that you have to apply for and you're not allowed to work. So like, okay, let's say I get a visa for like the United Kingdom, right? I go to the United Kingdom for a year or 5 years or however long my visa permits me to, but I can't get a job. So it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And like, there's like scholarly visas, but then you have to get accepted for a school that's in that area or in that country. And that's its own can of worms. So there's so much criteria that you have to meet to get a visa, and then it doesn't even really help you acclimate to any potentiality for citizenship, right? It doesn't really take you in that direction. You have like a visitor's visa and you just go there and you can stay, but you're more than likely going to be drawn back because of like financial security or lack thereof. So it's hard, man. It's really hard. Costs a lot of money. Exactly. Yeah. Germany. UCC. I don't even know what UCC is. Badlands is beautiful. Dude, Arizona is nice. Yeah, Arizona is nice. It is temperature wise it kind of sucks. But just like the mountains and stuff, and I don't know, I have a bunch of pictures. The sunsets are way different. If you haven't seen a sunset in like a desert area, the sunsets are way different. I don't know, just the way that the light interacts with the atmosphere probably. You see a lot more color. Bought a house in Michigan. I love where I live. Desert sunsets are the best. Yeah, if you live in an area like that, they just take a breath away. They're fantastic. Do I bring up another guest? The guy who says let me up real quick? No, I don't. I answered my own question. Crazy skies. I drove through Nevada to get to Cali. But I didn't like stay. Just drove through it. So, bro, yeah, be sad, bro. It'll be all right. Honestly, dude, your name is Beef and you talk about the same thing in your bio. Like, I checked your account. I try to vet people a little bit before I bring them up here to the best of my abilities, and you don't fit like the minimum cutoff criteria to be allowed up here. So take that as you take it. I still find it interesting that my restriction for misinformation came when I was talking about the Neo-Tychonian model, which is like not misinformation at all, it's just a posit for geocentrism that's entirely viable in regards to kinematics and dynamics, but it's so funny. Oh, 22, yeah. Texas, you want to go to South America? I have a friend in South Africa that's old enough to be my mother, but I met her on Facebook from a flat Earth group like the better part of a decade ago. She's constantly, well, not so much anymore, but for the longest time, she was always inviting me, like, dude, you gotta come here, you gotta come here. America sucks. But like I said, it's very difficult to leave America. It's like, it's not easy. It's not as easy as they make. If you see TikTok videos of people that are like, "Oh, just leave the US." Yeah, look into it. It's not easy. It's not easy. Getting a visa, I mean, I guess like there's different visas for different countries. But the ones that I looked into, it's like you can only go on like a visitor's visa. That was the most viable option because there's different types of visa. And the ones that I looked into, they only had like visitors visas where you're not allowed to seek employment. You're not allowed to be employed. So like I said, you can go there for a year as a visitor, but you're not allowed to work during that time. And then to apply for citizenship, you have to have been in the country for like 3 years or 5 years or something. So it's like it's set up against you. Like there's actually like you can't go there and stay there for a year while you're employed long enough to have been there to apply for citizenship. So it's like the world is a fucking scam. Where I was looking into going to the UK specifically, but it just didn't work out. Did you hear about Blue Herd? No, I didn't know that. It's really difficult to leave the country. Yeah, people make it sound easy. You'll see TikToks of people doing it, but it's not easy. It's not something that you can do without like at least 6 months to a year of planning. And you can't do it like spontaneously. I mean, you can visit a country for like a week or something if you want to. You can go on vacation, but you're to apply for citizenship and actually become a citizen in a foreign country is extremely more difficult than they make it out to be. UK is like America but worse. Um Look, man, I judge a country based on its healthcare and education, which are two things that are relatively unattainable in the American system. Like healthcare, bullshit, costs way too much, and education costs way too much as well. So when I look for other countries to entertain the possibility of going to, ones that have free healthcare or free or at least significantly cheaper schooling are very appealing to me, right? Because I would like to go to school. I want to learn French, damn it. And that's not something I can do like by myself. I would need to be taught. And there's other things too. Like I want to study like creative writing and British and English literature. Like I want to study some interesting things, but to go to school for it and put myself in debt to learn things that won't directly lead towards any like career path wouldn't make sense. Like there's no return on investment. I just want to study it just because that's what I want to study, not necessarily because I want to make a career out of it. And the likelihood of me making a career out of those things is very slim. So to spend that much money on something that's not going to have a return on investment is just unwise. Student visa, I did entertain that possibility, but you have to get accepted from a school before you can do that. Which like I said, that comes with its own set of difficulties as well, unfortunately. Thailand or Vietnam? Yeah, no. I don't know, man. I mean, it's like, it is what it is, dude. Maybe one day, but I don't think we have a lot of days left, to be honest. Maybe I'm just destined to be an American forever. Who knows? South of France? Maybe. Highest rate of imprisonment? Yet we teach gender studies? What are you on about? Someone say I'm stupid because we learned this in school? Australia? I mean, I have a friend in Australia. Whatever. Anyway, shout out to you guys holding it down my live. Tonight was really good. Like I said, in terms of viewership, I was surprised. We hit like 120 at one point. And stayed there for a little bit as well. I think we stayed over 100 for a while too. After the restriction, I think is when people started leaving, and that makes sense, right? Like, not getting pushed out to the FYP after that. But I think we might have made it into the FYP, which is very, very good. Very good. So I'm grateful for that. Thank you guys for 60K. Looking into apartments, can't pronounce that. There's a big castle downtown. Goes so deep and takes a long time to learn. Okay. Well, I gotta stretch my legs and I gotta go to bed and, do this all over again tomorrow because that's what we do now. If I did live about that when I get shut down, never done a live. If you did a live about what, message me. I can answer the questions probably. I mean, it's hard to say on what you'll get shut down for. It just depends how TikTok fucking feeling. Yeah, Witsit is live. I got the notification. He's live on YouTube. I might check that out, but I might not. At the same time, I'm not sure. Regardless, love you guys. I gotta get out of here. Money? Yeah, no, you could probably do that. I don't know. It's worth a shot. I don't know anything about it. So you'd have to just kind of trial and error that shit, It's worth a shot though. But I gotta go. Who's requesting? Oh, it's that freaking guy that was up here forever ago. He's listening to me talk. Dude, some of you fucking Globers are like the definition of pathetic, dude. Like, move on, bro. Anyway, love you guys. I gotta get out of here. You guys take care. I'll try to come back tomorrow. I've been trying to be consistent, do this shit every night, even though it's like sometimes I'm just not feeling it, but it ended up working out. Anyway, peace, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night, everybody.